Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video it's gonna be a review on this Zoeva brush set. This is the Rose Golden Complete Eye Set. It comes with 12 brushes and I'm just gonna say this from the beginning, but I'm just completely in love with this set. This is like my baby, my ride or die, and to be honest, now every time that I do a eye look or whatever, you know, using these brushes, I'm like blending or doing eyeliner and I'm just thinking like how I used to do eye makeup with this eye set. Like these brushes are so soft, they blend like a dream, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how I use each and every brush. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the brush 142. This is the concealer buffer, as the name says. I use this for my concealer and this blends like heaven. I use this also to blend my primer, but most of the times I use my concealer as my primer as well. So this just does the job really easy and really fast. The next brush is the 234 Deluxe Smoky Shader, and in the website it says apply and blend eyeshadow for a smoky eye effect. I don't really use this brush for blending my crease. I really use this brush for packing my eyeshadow all over my eyelid and also for applying a more darker color in my out of B. I find that the size is just perfect for that area in the eye, and it just gets the job done really quickly. The next brush is the 230 Luxe Pencil. In the website it says apply and smudge eyeshadow and eyeliner, and even though it's perfect for that, I also use this to cut my crease when I'm doing that kind of makeup, because the tip is really small and really dense, and you can really, you know, pack your eyeshadow in, you know, in the tip of the brush and really start carving your cut crease and really define it. And you can also blend it a little bit with this. And I also use this brush for blending my under eye shadow if I want a really smoky effect, and if I don't want to, if I'm using a lot of colors and I don't want to move the other colors from where they are. I hope this makes sense. And because it's really tiny, I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, just blend what I need to blend, and it's just perfect. I like this brush a lot. The next brush is the 231 Luxe Petite Crease, and as you guys can see, this looks so similar to the Luxe Pencil 230. It's like they are cousins, but the 231 is not, the point is not as pointy as the 230. And in the website it says that this is for applying and accentuating and blending in the crease, which is true. I always use this to blend my eyeshadow really well in the crease. I feel like the point is just perfect to blend all the other shadows that I already applied, because I love just putting a lot of shadows in my crease to make, you know, more dimension in the eye. And yeah, this is just the perfect shadow for just blending out this and accentuating the crease like it says in the website. The next one is a 322. This is a brow line, and as the name says, this is for your brows, but I don't use this to define this part of my brow, like down part. I use this mainly to defining the curve of the upper part of my brow. It's just so easy to use, curve it, and it doesn't leave my brows like pointy. I don't know, I just have a lot of problems when my brow, not problems, but I don't like when my brows look pointy, and this just leaves like the best curve, and I love it. It's so soft. I also use this brush for when I do like a smoky wing liner. It's so easy. I just like apply the shadow that I want to use on top of my liner, and because it already has the shape of a wing eyeliner, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that shadow on top of the liner, as I said, and it's so easy and quickly to achieve that look if you're going for that look. The next one is a 317. This is the wing liner brush, and to be honest, I don't use this for my eyeliner, mainly because when I do eyeliner I like to use creams or gels, gels, and I don't find that the brush is too hard for that. I like a more dense brush and like shorter brush for that. I hope it makes sense, because as you guys can see, it's really flexible, so I find it easier when I use this brush. I like to use shadows, because I can just, you know, cut my, you know, do my wing with eyeshadow and don't worry about the gel. And yeah, and I also use this brush for defining my crease when I already blend all my shadows and I just want to define a little bit more that crease and make it really sharp, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, even though I don't use it for, you know, my main wings, I really love this for just defining any lines. Moving on, we have the 226 smudger, and in the website it says blend eyeshadow and eyeliner along the lash line, but more than blending, I like using this brush for just applying my color along the lower lash line specifically and I just use another brush for blending, and I also use this brush for packing my eyeshadow all over my eyelid. I don't know, I just find that the bristles are really dense, and when I'm using like really shimmery colors, it works really well with this brush. Now we have the 237. This is a detail shader, and it says here detail and precise application of eyeshadow. And my favorite thing to, you know, for this brush is applying eyeshadow in my inner corner. It's just the perfect size to just blend the shadow over there and just don't mess with the other colors that you have in your, you know, eyelid. And if I'm trying to apply a certain amount of color in like my out of V, this is just the perfect size brush. And yeah, as you guys can see, it's so tiny and it's so baby, it's so cute. Now we have the 227. This is the Luxe Soft Definer. It says here softly blend and smooth eyeshadow, and yeah, as you guys can see, the bristles are longer, and I love using this brush for just defining a little bit more my crease area and just like applying just my eyeshadows, and it's just perfect for that. I have the 315. This is a fine liner. This is more of my type of brush for doing a cat eye, because I can have much more control over the brush. As you guys can see, the bristles are really short and it's so small. It's such a really fine brush, and as you guys can see, now I can just rest one of my fingers over here and start lining my eyes. So I love this for you also lining my inner corner lining my, yeah, I hope it makes sense. So yeah, I love this for lining my eyes. And last but not least, these are just my two favorite brushes from the whole set, to be honest. This is the 228 Luxe Crease, and as you guys can see, it's much fatter and so beautiful and soft, but I just use this mainly for blending colors all over my crease. It's so easy to blend colors with this shadow, you guys. This brush. And the next one is the Luxe Defined Crease. This is the 224, and when I already have all my shadows blend out, I like to go over the edges to see if my shadows are well blended, and because it's much smaller than the 228, and I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't mess all the work that I did because I'm just blending my edges, you know, and it doesn't make my eyeshadow go all the way up to my brow. I'm just concentrating all the movements with this tiny brush, and it just helps me blend so easily the edges of my eyeshadows. And that was all for this review. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm really sorry for my English in this video, you guys. I feel like really tongue twisted. I feel like I haven't filmed in a long time, like talking, and I hope it just gets better from now on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and find this somewhere helpful, and don't forget to leave me your comments and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Bye bye. I will pretty soon.
I made her a sandwich. She hasn't touched it.